Environmental Working Group quotes in their article, "Sun safety gets easier with EWG's 2014 Guide to Sunscreens," that every year, more than 2 million Americans find out they have skin cancer. At a time when most other cancer rates are in retreat, the rate of newly diagnosed cases of melanoma, the most deadly type of skin cancer, has tripled since the 1970s. My uncle was one of these 2 million diagnosed just this past year. He caught it early and is now cancer-free, but now he swears by sunscreen. The Skin Cancer Foundation states that 90% of non-melanomas and 65% of melanomas are caused just by sun exposure. These cases could be nearly wiped out with using sunscreen. Today, I would like to tell you why everyone should wear sunscreen by informing you of the damage that sun exposure can cause, the protection that sunscreen provides, and how to incorporate it into a healthy lifestyle. So, what does sun really do to your skin? Sun exposure, while it is inevitable and quite frankly fun, it can be dangerous. The Arizona Cancer Center states that there are 2 types of UV rays in their article, Sunscreen and Sunblock Facts. They say that UVA rays go deep into the skin to cause damage like wrinkles, sagging, and tanning, while UVB rays are stronger, and these are the ones that cause a sunburn. These rays that cause damage can essentially blow through and cause cancer. The Cleveland Clinic, in their article, Protect Yourself from Sun Damage, states that repeated exposure can lead to dry, wrinkled, discolored, leathery skin that is much weaker than healthy skin. And furthermore, the UK Cancer Center, in their article, How Does UV Cause Skin Cancer?, states that just one painful sunburn a year, or every 2 years, can triple your chance of a melanoma. And these melanomas are caused by UV damage that actually affects the DNA of your skin cells. And these damaged DNA cells, they begin to accumulate over time, and if they do begin growing out of control, they cause cancer. And the World Health Organization states that 65,000 people per year die of a melanoma. Now that you know the effect that the sun actually has on your skin, we can talk about protecting yourself from it. The most important step in protecting yourself is using sunscreen. But what really is sunscreen? The Arizona Cancer Center states that sunscreen uses ingredients that will absorb into your skin and protect you from UV rays. And these ingredients include zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. But there are also a ton more claims and words on a sunscreen bottle, and it's kind of really important to know what they mean before you actually implement it into your life so that you can understand what it's doing for you. So Heather Brannon, MD, in her article, What is SPF?, states that SPF, right here, this one's SPF 55, is the sun protection factor, and it's basically a multiplier for how long you can be in the sun. So if someone who normally burns after 10 minutes put on this SPF 55, they could be in the sun for 55 times longer than they normally could. The Arizona Cancer Center also states that broad spectrum sunscreens, which will say right above the SPF, are ones that protect you from UVA and UVB rays, and these are the sunscreens that are best for sun protection. Now that you know all the things that play into protection, you can actually see the results. So the New York Times actually had an article called Slathering on Sunscreen Shows Results, and it was the first evidence of actually using humans with sunscreen. So it took 900 people in Australia for 4.5 years, and they had one group where they used their sunscreen regimens from before, whether they used it or not, and another group that was instructed to apply sunscreen all of the time. And they released their results in 2013, and it was really obvious what happened. The people who went on sunscreen all the time had better skin, less damaged skin, and less likely of getting a melanoma. So why not use them? There is a lot of ill-informed criticism of sunscreens out there that is addressed by the Skin Cancer Foundation in their article, Sunscreens, Safe and Effective. So the first of these is that somehow sunscreen would cause a vitamin D deficiency, but it is true that vitamin D does come a little bit from being exposed to UV rays and going out in the sun and getting it from that, but it really only takes a few minutes of exposure, which no sunscreen would ever block you from getting that much exposure. And if you are out in the sun too long, after those few minutes, your body will actually begin to break down the vitamin D in your body, so it'll have the reverse effect. And there are also some claims that chemicals in sunscreens will do harm to your body or even somehow cause a melanoma, but a study conducted in 2011 by the doctors of Memorial Sloan Kettering stated 3 things: that no matter what, sunscreens protect against melanomas and skin cancers, they do not cause vitamin D deficiencies, and that the chemicals are not harmful to humans in any way. Now that we have a confidence in the protection that sunscreen provides, we can begin incorporating it into a healthy lifestyle. As long as you have the right knowledge, it is really easy to protect yourself from sun exposure. The US FDA states in their article, FDA sheds light on sunscreens, that you should use a broad spectrum sunscreen of SPF 15 or more. Anything below 15 won't give you the right amount of protection. The Arizona Cancer Center states that you should use 1 ounce of sunscreen over your entire body, which is about the size of a golf ball, and you should apply it 20 to 30 minutes before you plan to go out and expose yourself to the sun to allow time to absorb into your skin, and this should be applied everywhere: your ears, your nose, your scalp, your hands, and your feet. You're going to want to reapply this sunscreen every 2 hours to make sure that you really are staying safe from the sun. And if you are going in water and using a water-resistant sunscreen, it'll say right here, water-resistant 80 minutes. That means after 80 minutes, you're going to want to reapply that sunscreen. It'll either say 40 minutes or 80 minutes, and as long as you follow the instructions, you'll be good. And you can also find SPF in other products, such as cosmetics, foundations, moisturizers, and lip balm. And in her New York Times article, dermatologist Dr. Janine Downey said to actually really just apply sunscreen before you apply your makeup, because makeup's usually uneven and misses key areas like the neck and the ears. So with all of that boiled down, you know the key to sun protection: sunscreen. In conclusion, I've described to you the dangerous effects of sun exposure, how sunscreen can prevent and protect you from it, and just how easy it is to incorporate it into your life. Living a healthy lifestyle is nothing without sunscreen. Just an ounce a day keeps skin cancer away. Next time you face the sun, take that extra minute and stay sun safe.